Hi, I'm Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class was designed about bringing awareness to the balance between effort and ease. So it's going to be a really fun and powerful, energizing practice with lots of space for silence and reflection. I'm very excited to announce the launch of our yoga teacher training, which is going to be at the end of April through early May, right here in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. Please check out the website for more details. Applications are open. And simultaneously, our April 2025 yoga retreat has launched and it's selling quickly. So if you're interested, check it out on our website, and I hope that you can join us. I'd like to thank my patrons and my YouTube members. You are greatly appreciated and are helping us expand our offerings. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're not aware, I'd like to tell you that Five Parks Yoga has a ton of curated playlists on our Spotify account under Five Parks Yoga. So check it out. You can go to fiveparksyoga.com/music for the full selection of my yoga playlists. They are mostly designed for class length times. So you can go in there, pick out a class that matches the length of the class that I'm teaching, and you can accompany your class with music. And for this class, I designed a specific playlist to accompany you. If you're interested in playing this music during your class, the playlist is called Strength, Steadiness, and Ease. So I will let you know when to hit play. You can go get that set up and ready to go. And as soon as we start class, you can start playing your music. So the link to this playlist is in the description of the class, and you can also find it with that QR code. I hope you enjoy this class, and make sure you give feedback and comments. It really matters to us. So today we're going to start in an extended child's pose. So on your mat, bring your knees wide, toes to touch. You can walk your hands forward and rest your hips back toward your heels. As you come into this first posture of class, rest your forehead heavy on your mat. Spread your fingers wide and make sure that your entire hand, both hands, have contact with your mat. Begin to notice your natural breath going in and out through your nose as you settle here. Taking this time that you blocked off to commit to your practice, to commit to being physically, mentally, and emotionally present throughout this practice. Set your intention for this class, creating a statement that embodies how you feel and what qualities you want to embody throughout your class. Make that a statement that you can say to yourself and connect with throughout your class. And now begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. Closing your lips, breathing in and out through your nose, bringing an audible quality to your breath with a gentle constriction to the throat. Continuously lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Walk your hands to the right. Reach through your left fingertips and press through your left hip as you release your forehead to the floor. Feel the stretch from the tip of your left pinky finger all the way down to the tip of your left pinky toe. Walk your hands through center and to the left. Press through your right hand, back through your right hip, and rest your forehead down on your mat. Notice the stretch on this side. Walk your hands back to center. Lengthen and take one more inhale, filling up your belly, ribs, lungs. Pause. And exhale through your nose, nice and slow, long and steady. Let the pattern of this breath be your anchor. Repeat your intention to yourself one more time. And then move up to a tabletop position. Find a strong and stable table by positioning your shoulders over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. Keep your gaze down at your mat and your spine nice and long. Let's begin to move the body with the breath. Start with some cats and cows. Breathe in. Drop your belly, lift through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Breathe out. Round your spine. Separate your shoulder blades. Bring your chin toward your chest. Continue moving between cat and cow at the pace and the rhythm of your breath. And make your way back to a tabletop position and pause. Preparing for balance, we're going to do spinal balance. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. One long line from your fingertips all the way back through the ball of your foot. Engage your core. As you breathe in, lift your hand, lift your foot. And then as you breathe out, round your spine. Elbow to knee for 3, 2, 1. Extend to spinal balance, pause. And then for the bind, swan pose, bend your left leg, reach your right hand around for your left foot. Kick your foot into your hand as you lift and arch your spine. Keep your gaze steady to help you with your balance. Extend to spinal balance and release to tabletop position. Let's switch sides. Extend your left arm forward and your right leg back. Nice and steady, core is engaged. Lift as you breathe in, round as you breathe out. 2 more. Extend, pause, hold for swan pose. Bend your right leg, reach your left hand around for your foot. Kick into your foot, lift through the crown of your head. Feel the opening of your shoulder, the stretch in your spine. Extend back to spinal balance. Release to tabletop. We're going to take one more stretch here, thread the needle. So place your left hand directly underneath you, reach your right arm up, and look up toward your thumb. Slide your right arm behind your left as you come onto your right shoulder and right ear. You can tent your left fingertips, or you can take a half bind if you'd like. Just opening up through your left shoulder if you're taking the bind, and then bringing awareness to your right shoulder, heavy on your mat. So unwind if you're bound. Take your hand back to your mat. As you breathe in, lift up and unwind, and release. Let's do that on the other side. Breathe in, lift up, look up, and then thread the needle. Pause here, tenting your right fingertips, or maybe coming into a bind, opening up your right shoulder. Just be heavy in your left shoulder and your head. If you're bound, unwind, release. Inhale, reach your left arm up, look up, and release back to tabletop position. Moving to downward facing dog, tuck all 10 toes under, lift your hips and release your heels. Just come into any movements that your body desires right now, and just shaking out your head. You can pedal out your feet, lifting and lowering one heel at a time. Check in with your foundation. Really press into the pads of your fingers, press into the palms of your hands. Make sure your feet and hands are at shoulder and hip distance apart. Lift both heels very, very high as you can, and then release both heels to the right. Feel the stretch along the right side of your body. Option here to bend and straighten your legs as you press your torso back towards your thighs. or just hold steady. We'll do one more. Bring both heels high, back to center, and release them to the left. Hold steady here, or bend and straighten. Just kind of pressing your torso towards your thighs. And we'll do one more. Okay, bring both heels back to center, nice and high, and then release both heels down onto your mat. Breathe in, lift your right leg up and open your hip, bend your leg. Try to keep your shoulders one in line with the other. And then you can take some circles of the ankle in one direction and the other. Level out your hips, straighten out your leg, and place your foot back down for downward facing dog. The other side, lift your left leg up. Now open your hip, bend your leg. Put your left shoulder back into alignment with your right. Maybe take some circles with the ankle in one direction. And how about the other? Level out your hips, straighten out your leg, three-legged dog. Release, downward facing dog. Walk both feet one step forward and together. Extend your left hand to your right ankle for a twist. Take hold of your right ankle. Give it a little pull as you look out underneath your right arm. Release and switch. Bring your right hand to your left ankle. Take a little pull on that ankle with your right arm and then look out underneath your left shoulder. Release. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Look towards your hands. Walk to the front of your mat. Bend your legs a lot. Rest your torso on your thighs, ragdoll. Option to take opposite hand to elbow and bend and straighten one leg at a time. Lengthening through your spine. Bring your head be heavy. And let gravity do its work as it starts to open up the backside of your body. All right, now come back to center. Release your hands down onto your mat. On your next breath in, come up to a halfway lift. So working toward straightening your legs and one straight line from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Lower down, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. This time we're focusing a little bit more on the backs of the legs. So you can take hold of your legs if you'd like, or again, you can rest them on your shins or your mat. From here, let's begin to roll up to Tadasana. So nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. And then once you've arrived in mountain pose, separate all of your toes so each toe is connected to your mat. Bring your arms down alongside your body with your palms facing out. Reach up through the crown of your head, take a nice shoulder roll. Bring your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then return to your intention. So state your intention in your mind. On your next breath in, lift your arms up overhead for tall mountain. And then breathe out and cactus your arms. Nice back bend here as you draw your elbows down, your hips forward, open your chest, open your throat. Return to tall mountain. And as you breathe out, hinge from your hips and come all the way down to standing forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, and release, forward fold. Step back, high plank. Find a nice, solid, and strong high plank. Alignment with shoulders over wrists. Take 2 more breaths here. Really draw your belly button back toward your spine, engaging your core. Shift forward for Chaturanga Dandasana. So come halfway down. Pause. Press up to upward facing dog. And back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and out. Look toward the front of your mat. Step, walk, or float forward. And standing forward fold. Breathe in, tall mountain, rise up, reach up, look up. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift, step, walk, or jump from high to low plank. Upward facing dog is your next breath in. And downward facing dog is your breath out. So just beginning to create a little bit of heat in the breath and the body. Look toward your hands, come forward. Standing forward fold is your exhale breath. Rise up to tall mountain. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, press back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. One more of sun salutation A. Look forward, come to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Tadasana. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Let's keep that energy building and flowing. So lift your right leg up 3 times, knee to nose. So round your spine, lift your left heel high, look past your hands, press up 3-legged, knee to nose. This time, knee to nose, pause. Now step your foot between your hands. We're coming into crescent moon. So lower your back knee down onto the floor. As you breathe in, lift your arms up overhead. Connect the palms of your hands. Come into arrow mudra. So interlace your fingers, release your index finger. Draw a circle across the ceiling. Look up and lean back. Now come forward, release your hands and straighten your right leg. Keep your left leg over your left knee for half splits pose for this variation of it. You can point and flex your right toes. And then come forward, tuck your back toes under for low lunge. Look at your right foot, step your left foot to meet your right. Come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So keep your hips low. Breathe in, lift your arms up. Breathe out, standing forward fold. Halfway lift. We're traveling back to downward facing dog. At any point in this practice, if you want to skip your chaturangas, please feel free. Take care of your body. Lift your left leg high. Lift your right heel high. Round your spine, bring your knee to your nose. 3-legged dog, breathe in. Knee to nose. One more time, 3-legged. Knee to nose, pause, and now set your left foot between your hands. Release your back knee to the floor. We're coming into crescent moon pose. Lift your arms up overhead. Find arrow mudra above your head. Bring your biceps toward your ears and start to take a back bend here as you draw a line up and back. Come forward. Begin to straighten your left leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits pose. Keep your right hip over your right knee. And then you can play with the flex and point of your left foot. Now come forward, come to low lunge, step your right foot to meet your left, keep your hips low. Utkatasana. Forward fold. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, without the knee to nose, we're gonna move into 2 more rounds of sun B. So lift your right leg high. Knee to nose, but step your foot between your hands. Keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, low lunge. Utkatasana, inhale. Standing forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog is your breath in. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Other side. Left foot high or left leg high. Low lunge. Crescent lunge. Low lunge. Chair pose, breathe in. Standing forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Forward facing dog. And down dog. Those are kind of like sun bees in reverse. Look at your hands. Step walker, float to the front of your mat. Inhale, chair. Okay, exhale, airplane chair. So keep your heels on the floor, but really engage your triceps. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balanced chair. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Release your heels. Tadasana. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. And out. Lift your right leg up. Open your hip. Bend your leg. 3 times, knee to right elbow. Squeeze it in. Look past your hands. Up and open. Right knee tap. Up and open. Now right knee tap and hold, or flying chaturanga. So you can come forward and float or fly. Okay, whether you're holding it or in your arm balance, we're all gonna meet at downward facing dog. So you can step back to a chaturanga. You can just step back to a down dog. Okay, let's do that same thing on the other side. So lift your left leg up. Open your hip, bend your leg. 3 times, left knee, left elbow. Open, tap, open, tap, hold here, or flying chaturanga. You can float both feet up off the floor, resting your elbows back by your hips. We're all gonna meet at down dog. So release from whatever posture you're holding. Come back to downward facing dog. Come down to kneeling, or come down to your shins, rather, and then tuck all your toes under. We're coming into toes pose, little like working rest. So sit your hips back to your heels, and then touch your toes. Make sure that each toe is in contact with your mat. So help them out if they're not there. Okay, you can sit your weight back. We're gonna add the arms. So lift your arms up. Extend your hands nice and wide. Now make fists. Extend, squeeze. Extend, squeeze. Extend. Now keep going. Shoulders away from your ears. Weight on your heels. Power in your hands. Okay, go faster now. Okay, you've got this. Keep going faster now. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Hands and wrists. Shake it out. Feet. And make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna move on to a flowing variation of postures. So on your next breath in, lift your right leg up. We're coming into low lunge. So round your spine, step forward. Rise up to crescent lunge. You can hold your arms straight up and like you're holding a basketball, or you can make cactus arms. We're gonna do 5 knee dips on our left leg. So strong, steady, and then powerful. 5. See if you can tap your mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your back leg, stay low in your front leg. Take a breath in. Come into warrior 2. Open up to the side, gaze toward the front. Take one more full breath in warrior 2 as you establish your foundation. And then breathe in, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Any arm variation that you'd like to take, I'm gonna suggest either reaching your arm forward with your palm facing down, or binding right arm under your right thigh. Clasp your right hand with your left hand and maybe look up. One more breath here. Powerful, strength-building pose. If you're bound, release your hands. We're all gonna meet in reverse triangle pose. So straighten your right leg, reach up and open, and then make your way to triangle pose. Or if you want to balance, take a bend to your right leg, lift your left leg up off the floor. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, steady balancing pose. Option here to bind, Chapasana. Extend your left leg if you're bound, and then we're all gonna land in prayer squat. So wide step, soft landing, or just straighten up from triangle. Bring your hands to your heart. Now we're gonna have continuous movement here. So through heart center, tap your mat, and then powerful with your legs. Rise up, reach up and open, connect your palms, and again. Another time with your breath. Breathe into star. Breathe out to goddess pose. So bend your legs, bring your arms to 90 degrees. Okay, we're gonna do knee taps again. So right elbow, right knee, back to center, left, right, and go at a pretty decent pace. Building strength and warmth in the obliques, which run along the side of your torso. For 3, 2, 1 on both sides. Push up, star, open to warrior 2 at the front. Reverse warrior. Make your way back to down dog. High plank, low plank, upward dog, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Let's do that on the other side. Lift your left leg up, step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, rise up. Both arm variations are welcome on this side. 5 knee dips. Get really low to your mat. 5, press it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up. One more breath in. Warrior 2, breathe out. Open to the side, look out over your front fingertips. Palms face down, press up to the outer edge of your right foot. Notice your right pinky toe on your mat. Breathe in, reverse warrior, and exhale, side angle pose. Again, both arm variations, reaching forward, up, or binding. If you're binding, roll your right shoulder open, maybe look up. 2 more breaths. Unwind, unbind. Inhale, reverse triangle. From reverse triangle pose, make your way to either triangle or half moon pose if you want to balance. Stepping onto your left leg, lifting your right leg off the mat and your right arm up. Option for Chapasana, the bind, you can take your right foot into your right hand. Opening up through your shoulder and your hip if you're bound. Release half moon. Release prayer squat. We'll all meet here. Lift your right heel. Release. Lift your left heel. Release. Lift both heels. Release. Rise up, star. Warrior 2, face the front of your mat. Reverse. We'll all meet back in down dog. Shift forward to high plank. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Knee taps, right knee, right elbow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, wrist, elbow, wrist, elbow. Keep going. Okay, press back, high plank. Hold. Okay, knee to elbow, left side. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, wrist, elbow, wrist, elbow. 3, 2, 1. High plank, hold. Press back, downward facing dog. If you're listening to music, turn it up. Look forward, come to a seat, make your way to boat pose. Lift both feet up off the floor. Any variation of boat, holding onto your legs, bending your legs, straightening your legs, lifting your arms up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Here we go. High boat to low boat. Breathe in and down. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. We're moving into rolling boats. You're going to roll back and hit boat. You ready? Let's go. Roll back. Boat. Roll back. Boat. Roll back. Chair. Real big momentum there. Sit low. Reach up. Breathe in. Reach back. Airplane chair. Squeeze those triceps. Reach up. Reach back. Balance chair. Hold. For 3, 2, 1. Tadasana. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Look forward. Step, float, or walk to Malasana. Wide squat outside of your hands. Connect your elbows to your knees. We're going to lift and lower just to the height of our knees. So lift, lower, lift, lower. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Now straighten your legs. Take your hands underneath your shoulders for crow pose. Bring your toes together. Knees to the backs of your triceps. Hold, or you can hold Malasana. Keep holding. For 3, 2, 1. You can walk or jump back to Chaturanga. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Make your way to puppy pose. Come down onto your shins. Keep your hips over your knees. Walk your hands forward and wide. Press your forehead down to your mat. Notice the energy coursing through your body. Notice your breath. Return to your intention. Okay, shift forward. Come all the way down onto your belly. Moving to locust pose. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms together and then begin to press your fist back, lifting your shoulders up off your mat. Bring your feet with you, so lift your feet, calves, shins, thighs, quads. Lift everything. Hold. Squeeze everything. Keep your legs right where they are. Bring your arms forward. Imagine you're holding a basketball between your hands. Lift. Take your palms to face the floor. Begin to flutter. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up, high plank. Press back, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Walk your hands to your feet. Bring your peace fingers around your big toes for big toe hold. Start to draw the crown of your head toward the floor. You can reach your elbows off to the side using your bicep strength to get a little bit deeper into this posture. Being mindful that your quadriceps, the fronts of your legs, are engaged to protect your hamstrings, the backs of your legs. Relax your grip. Take your left hand, bring it to your left hip. Keep your right big toe bound. Establish your balance on your left leg as you come to standing, bringing your right leg with you. Take your time getting up here, and then when you're up here, you can hold here, or you can extend your right leg straight. You can hold here, or bring your opposite arm and opposite leg off to either side. Now bring your right foot to your left inner thigh for tree pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Press your right foot into your left inner thigh and then press your left inner thigh right back. Reach your arms up. And release. Tall mountain. Standing forward fold. Bind your left toe with your left peace fingers. Take your right hand to your right hip. Take your weight onto your right foot. Take your time. Slowly rise up and come to a stand. Stay here or kick your foot forward. Stay here or extend your left leg to the right and your right arm to the right, or your left leg to the left, opposite. Bring your left foot to your right inner thigh. Hands to heart, tree pose. Vrikshasana. Go ahead and reach your arms up. Feel the groundedness, steadiness, and power from your foot reaching up, spreading that energy up and out through your fingertips. Release. Breathe in, tall mountain. Exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift, walk your hands to high plank pose. Press back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high. Now you're gonna bring your right knee to your left elbow, so across your body, pause, hold, and then set your right foot down for fallen triangle. Reach your left arm up, press your hips up, reach, 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 higher, 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 and then release to seated straddle splits. Place your hips on the floor, point your toes up toward the ceiling, engage your quads, engage your feet. You can stay upright, walk your hands forward, or you can reach your peace fingers around your big toes and pull on your toes as you extend the crown of your head forward. Come all the way back up. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Bend both legs so your heels are on the floor. Take your peace fingers around both big toes. Hold here, lift your heels up off the floor. Extend your legs straight or wide. For upward angle pose, continue to lift your chest, lift your chin. Bring your legs back together if they're not already. Let's all take one roll back, forward to chair, balanced chair, tall mountain, airplane pose. One more breath in. Exhale, step back. Breathe, inhale up to crescent. Exhale, low lunge. Step back, high plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, press back, downward facing dog. Gonna come back to the front of our mat. So lift your left leg high, left knee, right elbow, pause. Set your left foot down, lower your right heel, lift your right arm up. Fallen triangle, press your hip up. Really press into your rounded hand, your left hand. Lift a little bit higher and then sit down. Seated straddle splits. Take a breath in. We're not gonna hold it this time. Breathe out. Release into the stretch as far as you can. Come all the way back up. Bring your left foot, the sole of your left foot to meet your sole of your right foot for butterfly pose. Lift up, nice and tall. You can stay here, or you can go forward. Pressing your knees down, hips, glutes, inner thighs, nice and open. Okay, come up. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Same thing, going from Baddha Konasana to upward angle. So holding here, or holding here. Okay, if your legs are separated, lift your chest. Imagine that you're pressing your chest between your legs. Woo! Try again. Okay. All right, from here, bring your legs together if you can. Now we're going to bring our left shin down onto our mat. Now we're coming into cow face pose, Gomukhasana, and then you're gonna bring your right leg, place your right knee on top of your left knee. Both sitting bones grounded on the floor. You can stay like this. If you wanna add the arms, right arm up and over, bring your left hand to your left elbow, or bind your hands behind you. If you have bound arms, release them. Okay, we're gonna do the fancy cow face spin. I don't know what it's named, but I'm gonna call it the cow face spin. Come up onto your left knee, place your hands on the floor, tuck your toes under, straighten your legs, walk your hands to the left. You're gonna come around in a big circle and sit down again. Okay, if that didn't work out for you, really we're just coming cow face on the other side. So this time, right leg on bottom, left leg on top. For the arms, left arm comes up and over. You can hold onto your elbow or clasp your arms, or clasp your hands, maybe. Okay, and if you're taking the clasp and you're like this, just don't do the clasp. So make sure that you can get upright in your spine and your head. And then you're welcome to forward fold if you want. You have cow face arms, release. Now we're gonna take windshield wiper legs. So just place your hands behind you. Take your feet wide on your mat. You can just kind of lean back on your hands and you're just gonna windshield wiper your legs from side to side. You can make it as dramatic or simple as you want. You don't have to do huge wipers. Okay, from here, come to a comfortable seated position for Kapalabhati breathing. I'm gonna come onto my shins, but you can come into whatever feels good as long as you can sit upright. I'm gonna guide you through one round, and then we're gonna do 3 rounds, continuous Kapalabhati breathing. Skull shining breath. Powerful passive inhale, powerful exhale. You can do it through your nose or your mouth. I'm going to choose to do it through my mouth, but whichever way you prefer, go ahead, rest your hands down. You can have your eyes either gazing or closed. Let's take a cleansing breath. Halfway inhale and begin. Pause, breathe in and pause, hold it. If you get dizzy, release your breath, otherwise hold it. Release. Remember, if you have any sense of dizziness, you can release your breath at any time. Okay, round 2. Breathe in and go. Big breath in, hold. Release. Final round. Breathe in. Breathe in, hold. Release. Return to your intention for your practice, that one statement. Something that you want to bring into your life or release from your life. And then join me in kneeling. I'm going to do 3 rounds of camel, 2 half camels, 1 full camel. We'll start with arm circles to the back on your right side. This is your third. You can reach back either to your low back, your back pocket, or your heel, and then you can lift your left arm up or maybe back. Come back up, and then circle your left arm 3 times to the back. 1, 2, 3. Left hand to your back pocket or to your left heel. Press your hips forward, reach your right arm up or back. All the way back up. We're going to come into camel pose now. So bring your hands either to your pockets, your low back, fingers pointing down. Press your hips forward, or you can bring one arm and then the second arm back toward your heels. Press your hips forward again. Take as full a breath as you can. Press all the way up. Release your hips to your heels. Rest your hands on your thighs. Just notice the energy, the life force, the prana moving through your body. Feel the residue of Ustrasana, camel posture, washing over and through you. Come forward, place your hands on your mat, step back to high plank and lower all the way down. You're gonna take broken wings. So extend your right arm to the right, roll up and over, planting your left foot on the floor. You can rest your head down and just notice the stretch in your right shoulder. Return to your stomach. Switch sides. Extend your left arm to the left. Place your right hand underneath your shoulder and roll up and over. And return to your stomach. Place both hands on the mat. Press up and back for downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your right leg high and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into lizard pose. Release your left knee to the floor, bend your left leg and reach your right hand around. Take hold of your foot if it's accessible to you, and then just roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Draw your left heel in. Release your left foot down to the mat and heel toe your right foot across your mat and come into half pigeon pose. Just release your right shin down. Breathe in, press up. Option to take a bind behind you. Press your fist down as you lift and open your chest. And then release. Bring awareness and attention to the steadiness of your breathing and the gentleness of your thoughts as you release into this deep hip opening. Press up onto your hands and back to down dog. Lift your left leg up. Step to the outside of your left hand. Place your back knee on the floor and come into lizard pose. You can bend your right leg, reach your left hand around, hold onto your foot if it's accessible. Otherwise, you can press your left hand into your left knee, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. And then heel toe your left foot across your mat for half pigeon. Release onto your left shin. Press up. Option to bind your hands. And then press your fists down as you lift and open your chest. And release. Press up onto your hands, back to downward facing dog. Come onto your shins. Place your feet, cross over your ankles. Place your feet on the floor and then roll down onto your back. Keep your legs bent. Press into your heels. I'm going to take 2 back bends. You can take 2 bridges or 2 wheels. I'm going to keep both. Breathe in, roll up. Hold here. Or you can interlace your hands, yoga mudra, and roll onto your shoulders. And hold here. Keep your chin away from your chest, but your chest driving toward your chin. Lower down onto your back. Come into pyramid pose, just resting your knees toward one another and then taking one hand to your low belly and one hand to your heart. All right, second back bend, bridge or wheel. I'm gonna cue wheel. Bring your heels a little bit closer in. Hands up and over, placing your palms on the floor. And then pressing all the way up. Holding here, or holding bridge, or you can take any other back bend. You could return to camel pose if you'd like. Or you can take Urdhva Dhanurasana on the floor, on your stomach, holding your feet with your hands. If you're in bridge or wheel and want to try this, you can come up off of your left heel and then reach your right foot up toward the sky. If you chose that option, you can switch sides. Let's all meet back at pyramid pose. Once again, resting your hands on your body. Just feel the energy that that pose created and released. Soften your breath. Extend your left leg long. Draw your right knee into your chest. Take your hands around your knees, flex your feet, and then bring your right knee up toward your right shoulder. Keeping your hips and shoulders on the floor, finding a nice deep compression in your right hip. Relax the grip on your knee and bring it across your body for a twist. Any variation of twist is always welcome. So working toward some depth in the twist in your spine, but also a softness and release. So find that variation or that position that works for you. Back through center. Take your left knee with your hands. Extend your right leg long. Flex your feet. Bring your left knee up toward your left shoulder. Draw it in nice and tight, keeping your hips and shoulders flat. Bring your left knee across your body for a twist. Release from your twist. Just take a gentle hug of your knees and separate your knees and your feet for happy baby, taking hold of whatever is accessible. And bring your knees back in. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Connect with your intention right here. And release Shavasana. This final pose being the most important. So take your time preparing for your final posture of class. Be nice and open, palms facing up toward the ceiling, feet falling gently open. Make sure each part of the back of your body is making contact with the ground. And then take a body scan. Just notice each part of your body working from your toes up. Maybe noticing if there's any tension you need to release. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it at the top. Let it go through your mouth. And just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Be here now. You can stay here in Shavasana, or you can join me for a formal closing. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your wrists and your ankles. Get your arms up overhead, stretch your legs long for a full body stretch. Roll onto your side, needling your head and your arm, and taking a moment here on your side. If you choose to see everything as perfect, then right here, right now, is exactly where you are supposed to be. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to run. But just be in this moment of acceptance of who you are and the possibility for great transformation and change, which is already alive in you and already happening. Give yourself a statement of gratitude for committing to this practice and this time on your mat. And then press your way up to seated. Bring your hands to your hearts. Join me in one final breath together. Breathe in through your nose, hold it at the top. Release it through your mouth. Today as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours. Namaste.